Today from Turkey, it's Menemen. Eggs, tomatoes, peppers, and warm spices make this yet another delicious egg dish, so let's get started. In a pan with hot oil, add the peppers. We use green and red peppers here, but you can add a spicy one if you wish. Onions are very often used in this dish, but we didn't have any on hand when we decided to make this dish, but it will still be delicious. So while that's cooking, let's talk about Turkey for a second. Turkey is the only country to my knowledge that spans two continents, Asia and Europe, with its largest city, Istanbul, connecting the two continents. Now an interesting fact, if you asked me a couple weeks ago, I would have said the capital of Turkey was in fact Istanbul. But as it turns out, it's Ankara, which is in the Asian part of Turkey. Besides spanning Europe and Asia, many people consider Turkey a Middle Eastern country. So in part, this explains the various influences on the cuisine of Turkey. After your peppers cook for about 4 minutes or so, you can add the spice mixture. This spice mixture consists of smoked paprika, coriander, chipotle powder, salt, and pepper. So stir all that together to wake up the spices and release their flavors. Aleppo peppers should be used here, but I cannot find them locally. So using the smoked paprika, the chipotle pepper, and a few extra of the sweet peppers mimic the sweet and spicy flavor of the Aleppos. So after about 30 seconds or so, you can add the dry oregano. Just let that cook for about 30 seconds or so, and then it's time to add the tomatoes. You can use fresh tomatoes, or in this case we use crushed tomatoes. I used about a half a cup of crushed tomatoes here. You don't want this to be a wet dish, so using less tomatoes is a good way to control this and reduce the cooking time. This dish may remind you of shakshuka or eggs in purgatory. Both dishes were made here previously on the channel. It is similar, but it's not the same. Besides the spices, the major difference is that shakshuka and eggs in purgatory are poached in the sauce. Menemen, the eggs are scrambled. I cooked this for about 2 minutes. I reduced it just a little too far, so I added a little extra water just because the eggs will be scrambling and I didn't want the vegetables to burn. Push everything to the side. Mix your eggs, but you don't want a completely homogeneous mix here. You still want some of your egg whites to remain separate. Add your eggs to the pan and allow them to sit undisturbed for about 2 minutes. And after about 2 minutes, you can gently begin to scramble them. And as you can see, we're folding our eggs in the tomatoes and peppers. We want larger egg curds here. We don't want the eggs to completely disappear in the dish. The Iraqi dish, maklama, is very similar to this, but it has meat added, usually lamb or ground beef. And that's another breakfast that we made here earlier on the channel. Continue to gently fold the eggs in until they are done to your preference, remembering that they will continue to cook even after you take them off the heat. So you may want to remove them just a minute or two before they're completely done. As you can see here, we did manage to keep some larger egg curds, and there are still some whites showing in this dish. You can garnish this dish any way you'd like with green onions, parsley, cilantro, and enjoy it with bread, rice, or all on its own. Or, as in this case, just a simple taco. Thank you for watching. Please check out these other videos.